Hey, in this video, I wanted to check what is the behavior of a SaaS application and the user who provisioned it versus other users in the same subscription. So right now, just to test it, I'm logged in using my Arsenal Outlook email, and we can see that I do not have any SaaS software created. I'm going to look up one um, that is whitelisted in preview for my user, and I'm going to quickly do a deployment of this one. So using this user under my Arsen Vladimir as the tenant. So I'm just going to call it Arsen Vlad SaaS 100. Subscribe, free plan, subscribe. So right now it kicks off the subscription deployment, again under my Arsen Vlad Outlook account. And this will take a second. Okay, so it finished. And then we can go to configure. Obviously, this is a fake app, so let's say I configure it, it will just give me 404 here. Fine. Um, so where can I see it? I can now see it under SaaS software, and I can see it right here, pending information, and I can view it from my login just fine because that's the login. I can configure it and do other things. Right now it's not configured correctly. Obviously, it doesn't live in a resource group. Because these resources right now are not scoped to a resource group. It lives somewhere else, not scoped to resource, probably at the tenant level. And let's see what else we can see. So I have an Active Directory and I added a test user there. So somebody else in my company, pretending to be somebody else in my company. Let's say I deployed it, but I did not configure it. So I created this user just now. And let's, in the incognito window, log in into that user. I think I did not assign that user to any subscription. So it will say, hey, you don't have any subscriptions, right? So no subscriptions are visible. And then if I search for SaaS here, I'm not expecting to see anything here either. So I'm not expecting to see anything here or anything there. So that doesn't work. So obviously, it kind of makes sense. I'm not part of any subscriptions. I'm not part of any SaaS. Let's now see for a second, what is the IAM access control on this quote unquote resource. And what is interesting seeing here, I saw, it's kind of interesting, it assigned automatically 2 access levels. One, it made me who deployed it the owner to this resource, and one, root inherited as access administrator. I think this is, not sure if this permission is needed. I don't know. But owner sounds like maybe that's all that's needed. So let's add the other user as an owner or a group, but in this case, let me just try an user. Um, and see if that works. So I will add it as a user and owner to this resource. Okay, so now user 1 is also a user and an owner of it. Can we now get some successful views here? So let's sign out, sign back in, just to see. Can I now see the SaaS app? So this did not work because I'm going there. It seems to not like me not having any subscriptions. Let's see if I go there directly. Just curious. It's interesting that if I go there directly, I am able to see it, and I'm able to click the configure button and it will open up with the right token, etc. So by giving me owner permission, at least I can see the subscription directly. I cannot browse for it. It looks like from the SaaS UI because my user is not assigned to any subscriptions. Let's see if I give myself a reader role on a subscription. So I'll go to subscriptions and add access control to that user and just give myself a reader and user one. And then inside of the incognito window, let's log in back. Can I now see the list of SaaS offers? Just because I think this UI over here, whatever this UI is doing, is probably checking for subscription. So now I should have a subscription. Okay, I'm a reader on it. And now probably this will work. And it shows me this subscription here, which I am going to be an owner under. So it looks like it is possible to do with a user, um, who is not the original user, another user in my company. I just needed to add myself as an owner of this resource. Don't know if this is required or not. And curious if this would work with a, let's see if I remove it. So I will go back to SaaS. And I will go to access control, role assignment, remove. Okay. And then in the incognito window, I'm still under a subscription, but because SaaS doesn't live under subscription, I'm assuming that this will eventually stop working. Let's just log out. Try it again. Yep, I cannot see it anymore. I cannot see it anymore. So having access to a subscription does not help with getting access to the SaaS because this Azure subscription seems to only be needed for this UI piece to work, the screen to actually work. But what it shows on the screen is driven by the owner assignment there. Let's see if I can use a group assignment instead. So I'm going to go to the groups, just really quickly test this out, add a new group, SaaS group, add a member, this user. I'm just curious. I mean, expect this to work, but who knows? So we have a SaaS group. So then let's go to the SaaS subscription with the original person who deployed it and do a role assignment and assign owner role to a group where user one lives. Okay. And then in the incognito window, let's log out and see can now user one see it. So I'm obviously still a reader in this inner Azure subscription. Come on, come on, come on. So I'm not seeing it here yet. Okay. Let's see, can I see it by going directly? So I'm just going to copy this link, go directly to the offer. So it seems like even though I'm part of the group, it's not propagating for me. So I'm going to try one more time, sign out. Log back in. Oh, now I guess the token propagated. So it didn't work first, but it looks very promising now, which is great. It looks like it's working now through a group assignment. So this user right here is inside of this group, and that's how I'm able to view it. So it looks like it's possible to do something. Basically, a user deploys the SaaS, and then the important step would need to be to go to this access control role assignment and add a role assignment, so the user who deployed it, this one would need to add this role assignment so that other people could go and configure it if this user goes away. So it seems to work, which could be cool.